Nice. Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler.
I'm Sarah.
And this is Sarah over here. And we are so excited to cook this delicious truffle mac and cheese recipe with all of you today. So with that, we're going to go through our mise en place, right? First things first. And mise en place means everything in its place, okay? And we have Sarah McKinney here as our lovely mise en place model, everybody. Nice. So with that, first off, we will need a cutting board, okay? Look at that surface. Oh.
Thank you.
Nice. We will also need some salt, right?
Got it right back here.
Oh, look at that. We got some salt over here. This is just kind of a table salt, right? Or kosher salt. Works perfectly fine. We will also need one of our personal favorite pieces of kitchen equipment. So as you can see over here, this is the cheese grater 6000.
You notice it has 6 different sides.
6 sides.
6,000.
Hence the name.
Also ergonomic handle.
Ergonomic handle, and brought to us by none other than Chef Jackson himself. Mm-hmm. We will need a wooden spoon, right? A spoon made of wood.
Wood.
Nice. Good for stirring, amongst many other things. And then we need a large pot, which I'll grab that one over here. As you can see, this is a pot, right? I have a lid on this pot, and I have also conveniently filled it. You cannot see that. I have filled it with water, okay? Till it's about that high from the top. Sarah is showing you how much water is in there.
It's right here.
Everything below Sarah's thumb has water in it.
Thank you.
So you want to go ahead, fill up that pot with water, right? Put a lid on it, and then we're going to put it on the stove on low heat, okay? So go ahead and get that going, right? Excellent. We will also need a large bowl, okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was reading the questions. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm not used to being a mise en place model. Large bowl.
Large bowl,
So
right there. Nice. Danny showing off that bowl. Tracy has a clear bowl. Beautiful bowl,
that will
Tracy.
work as well.
Yeah, clear or non-clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unclear, even. All of those work. Right, we will also need a saute pan.
Got it right here.
Right? Just like that. Oh.
Can you see all of yourselves?
Ours is reflective. It's like Inception in the saute pan. Getting weird. We also need a strainer. Right? To strain. Perfect. And then we'll need a medium sauce pot like this. Excellent. As well as, last but certainly not least, Chef, we need a whisk. Nice. Next, we're going to go into our ingredients, right, which are the food items that we will need to make this recipe that we sent to you. So, in no particular order, some lovely handmade elbow macaroni, right, of the finest quality. We also have cheese.
Cheese. Probably the 2 most important things.
Macaroni and cheese.
And we have cheddar, mozzarella, and wagon wheel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Eddie, nice cheese down there.
Nice cheese, Eddie.
Perfect. We got some flour. As well as some panko. We've also mixed the thyme into that panko. Okay,
right.
That's called a flavoring element, otherwise known as a seasoning. Okay, which is delicious. Yeah, Jarrett family, you found that panko. Perfect. We got some butter.
Butter.
Right. Well, it's known as mantequilla. And some milk and cream. 1 pint by 1 pint.
Yep. Super fresh.
Excellent. That is bay leaf and garlic in the same bag. And a packet of our Balinese Truffle Salt. Delicious.
And
Ooh.
the finest in the universe, Truffle Carpaccio.
And just in case if you're wondering if it is the finest in the universe, right? You can find that on the label. It's confirmed. It's actually written down, finest in the universe, right?
Yeah.
So over at the Jarrett family, you guys read that?
If it's on the label, you know it's true.
Yeah, Jarrett family's confirming.
Yep.
It's been confirmed.
It's
the finest in the entire universe.
It's also certified.
It is certified.
And it's certified.
Truffle Shuffle certified.
Right.
Smell that. It smells amazing.
Oh, delicious. Scott and Katie over here saying Balinese Truffle Salt, period, BTS for short. Love that.
Yes.
Nice acronym over there.
And then, white truffles, in case you really wanted to treat yourself with this mac and cheese.
Treat yourself.
Go ahead and bust those open too, because we definitely want to smell that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, beautiful. So these are the real deal white Alba truffles if you guys decide to do the truffle upgrade, which if you did, I'm going to give you a thumbs up, right? That is all our mise en place, right? And those are all of our ingredients, okay? Go ahead and help me with a round of applause for Sarah out here. She's going to make some cocktail out here. Oh.
So this is a super fun cocktail, and I just wanted something that was certainly easy to make and approachable, and we don't have to stress out about it too much, but it was really refreshing at the same time, right? So, the few things that we need here, we're going to need some ice. We're going to need a couple glasses. Got our lovely little insert, which I always enjoy sharing a little bit of cocktail history with you guys. And I feel like I always learn something kind of new as well. So this cocktail was actually made super famous by the Rolling Stones. Who knew? They're like, love the tequila sunrise. Right, awesome. So, and then the last thing we'll need, in addition to what we sent you a little bit of orange juice. And then in the orange juice, about a quarter of this is a simple syrup that I made with kumquat jam. And then I took dried kumquats, and then we cold steep that in the mixture overnight as well. And then you have a little thing of grenadine off to the side. So the important thing too, with this cocktail is you want to see that kind of like gradient of color. So that's why I didn't add the grenadine to the mixture. It's something we want to add kind of a la minute, and we don't want to stir it together. So now in doing this, we're going to make this cocktail in our glass. So I'm going to put a few ice cubes in here at about 3. And then I'm going to add 2 ounces of tequila for each one of my glasses here. There we go. Split our mixer in half, and you just want to leave a little bit of room at the top to garnish with our grenadine. I gave you a lot of grenadine. You are not going to need all of that. Okay, we're just looking for a little splash here. Awesome. Just going to pour it right in on the side, about there. And then we have our beautiful sunrise. Which one do I want? I would need a little more of this guy. Awesome. And that's tequila sunrise. And it's the easiest thing ever. You'll probably always have orange juice in your house, and once you buy grenadine, you're gonna have it for about a year. Unless you have kids that love Shirley Temples. So super easy cocktail, great with tequila, great on as a refreshing kind of drink on a hot summer's day. I know we're gonna move into that. It's winter now, but just keep in mind for summer. And then an interesting fact too, I don't know if a lot of you use grenadine pretty frequently, but a lot of people think grenadine is made from cherries. It's actually made from pomegranates. So kind of fun little tidbit there. But awesome. That's it. Simple today. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the mac and cheese.
You want to go to the prep during our class and go to step 1, okay? And step 1 is to fill up a large pot with water, put it on the stove on low heat, okay? And guess what? We've already done that, okay?
Oh, nice job,
We have already done that. Step 1, check it off the list, put it in the books, okay? Let's go to step 2. How about that? So, with that, I'm going to come over to this finest truffle carpaccio in the whole universe. Okay? And what we're going to do is chop up half of this truffle carpaccio, all right? So, you want to bust open that lid, okay? And honestly, with this carpaccio, it's easiest to use if you kind of get that oil out of the way. Otherwise, when you chop it on your cutting board, you just kind of got a lot of oil all over the place. So, I'm going to drain this carpaccio of this oil, all right? But make sure that you hold on to that truffle oil. It's going to be delicious. Someone's saying they're going to make truffle fried rice with this oil.
Yeah, you can also do truffle popcorn, right?
Yep.
And you can also, once you get the truffles out, put the oil back in the jar, add some balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
Shake up that jar, and you got truffle balsamic vinaigrette out there.
Yeah, you do. Now that I've successfully drained this oil, right, we're going to remove about half of this truffle carpaccio, right, put it on our cutting board, and we're going to chop up half of this carpaccio. The other half, right, we're going to leave it whole, That way later, when we finish this mac and cheese, we can put a couple slices on top for that Ben & Jerry's effect, okay? So what you want to do is you want to chop up this truffle carpaccio over here. So I'm going to put one hand on the top of my knife, one hand on the heel of my knife. I'm going to rock that knife back and forth, okay? And just chop up this truffle carpaccio, all right? And so with this, you want to chop it pretty fine, right? Basically till it looks like coffee grounds, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And kind of the reason for that is that way when we mix this carpaccio into this truffle mac and cheese, every single bite has a little bit of chopped truffle in it, okay? So, nice. So I'm coming in here, just chopping up this carpaccio over here until it is properly chopped, okay?
Nice.
So I'm going to go ahead and hold this up to the camera to show you what mine looks like. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And I'm just going to transfer this into a little bowl, right? Or if you have a little plate, even the side of your cutting board, right? That works too. All the above. So that is step 2, right, in our prep, okay? We're chopping up half of this carpaccio, 0.5. Okay, the next step is we're going to grate this cheese, okay?
Oh.
So you want to go ahead and bust open that bag of those cheeses, right? And just check it out, all right? So we got a little bit of mozzarella, right? That's for your Instagram photos.
Yeah.
Okay. This gives it, this mac and cheese, that really nice stringiness, all right? We've got cheddar as our foundational cheese. And then we've got this beautiful Toma-style wagon wheel, right? Absolutely delicious, which I'm just going to remove the rind from this wagon wheel, okay? Not that you can't eat it. I mean, you can eat this, right? But it doesn't really melt very well, so we're just going to trim that rind off, okay? We need to grate this cheese up.
Oh.
All right? So you want to grate all of that cheese, and then you want to mix it together, all right? You don't want it to be separate. We don't want to separate these cheeses. We want to bring them together. So that is step 3 in our prep, okay? What we're going to do is we're actually going to mince up this clove of garlic, okay? So go ahead, find that bay leaf and garlic that you got over there, right? And I'm just going to pull this clove of garlic out and get it minced up. And so with this class, many times we're going to be a little bit ahead of you, okay? But do not worry if you're still grating that cheese over there or on a step further behind that, because we will pause and make sure everyone is caught up. So now I got this clove of garlic on my board, right? I'm going to mince it, okay? So just put that guy on the board and just chop it up really, really nice and small, okay? And we only sent you a small amount of garlic in relation to the quantity of mac and cheese that we'll be making, right? And honestly, that's because we want the garlic to just be like a very subtle flavoring element, right? Almost like a flavor lifter, okay? We don't necessarily want to taste the garlic. We just want it to kind of lift up the other flavors that are in that dish. So if your garlic has any little spots on it, just go ahead and cut those guys off. It's no problem, right? And so over here, you might have a little bit larger, a little bit smaller clove of garlic, depending on what we sent you. But however much we sent you, you want to use all of it, okay? And I just got our garlic minced up over here, which en français we call that haché, okay? So we are hashing that garlic. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So with that, what we're going to do over here is start making this sauce. So with that, we're going to come over here and just get our butter into our pot first things first, okay? So we're going to add all of this butter that we sent to you into our pot. And we're going to heat this guy up over about medium-low heat, okay? So we're going to make sure to get this butter heated up and melted down. And we're going to cook this garlic in this butter, but we want to cook it nice and low. That way it doesn't really caramelize. It just stays nice and soft, okay? And what that's called is called sweating the garlic, right? Or stewing the garlic. Nice. So as you can see, I am melting down this butter over here, right? Applying heat to butter and melting it. All right, and what I'm gonna do is add my garlic into this pot over here. Okay? So go ahead and add that garlic to that pot. And again, we're just gonna cook this garlic over this nice low heat and very gently stew that garlic, right?
Oh yeah.
And so as we're cooking this garlic, we always, whenever you're making sauce, right, you always want to get some baseline seasoning in that sauce over here, right? So we're gonna need to put a little sprinkle of salt.
You want to use the truffle salt, okay?
Yeah, Balinese Truffle Salt. Now that we got that pinch of salt in here, what we're gonna add next is our flour, okay? So go ahead and place all of that all-purpose flour, right? Good for all kinds of purposes, just like making this sauce, right? Just get that into that butter and just stir that flour into, oh my gosh, that butter. So once you get that flour inside the pot, right, you want to just keep stirring it up because what we want to do is get a nice light toast on this roux, right? So anytime that you're working with flour, adding that flour to a sauce, you always want to add some heat to the flour to kind of wake it up and make it so you don't get that kind of gummy, like raw flour flavor in your sauce, right? You always want to add a little bit of heat to it. So I'm over here stirring this roux up with my spoon, right? And you want it to kind of look like wet sand, okay? And so at this point, I'm going to switch over to my whisk, okay? So I'm coming here and grab that whisk, okay? And again, I'm still on that kind of medium-low heat over here, okay? And so at this point, I got that beautiful garlicky roux going on. And so we're going to add half of this milk to our pot. Again, I'm going to add half of my milk, right, to my roux, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat up to medium-high, okay, and just start whisking up this roux into my milk, okay? And again, what we're looking to do here is activate that roux in some of that liquid, and you'll see it'll get really, really thick and kind of form a paste at the bottom of that pan.
And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to zoom in on this so you guys can really see what Tyler's doing as he's activating that roux. See how it's like, you can call it paste or mashed potatoes or frosting, right?
Right.
It's going to form into this, and that's good.
Exactly. And that's exactly what you want. And you have to make sure that this gets hot enough in order for this to happen. Because flour, the starch in flour, doesn't activate until it reaches like 200 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So if you don't get it hot enough, it will never get thick enough, okay? So go ahead, add half that milk, right? And once you've fully activated that roux, right, we're going to add the rest of the milk, okay? All of my cream and my bay leaf, okay? Nice.
So right now you got the roux, all the liquid, and the bay leaf. Is that correct?
That is correct. And my heat is, again, on medium-high, and I'm just bringing this up to a boil while whisking, okay?
Nice.
And so at this point, as this is coming up, that pot of water that's on the stove, go ahead and turn it up all the way, okay? Get that large pot of water boiling, right?
Yep.
To get ready for us to cook our pasta. At this point, right, my sauce has come to a boil, okay? So can you see that? You see how my sauce is boiling? Right? It's very important that the sauce comes to a boil, right? Because if it doesn't, your sauce will never get thick enough, okay? Again, if you never bring the flour all the way up to that 200-degree temperature, again, it's never going to get thick enough. So make sure it comes to a full boil and then turn it down to a simmer, okay? So, I got my sauce simmering over here, okay? And what I'm going to do is my pot of boiling water, I'm just going to get a little salt in there. So I got a little kosher salt, right? You can use a little table salt too if you'd like. Get a nice healthy pinch of salt in there. You always want pasta water, right, or water that you're cooking like blanching vegetables in to almost taste like seawater, right? You want a good amount of salt because that ensures that the finished product is well seasoned, okay? Like I was saying, we season in layers, and so that's one of the important stages of seasoning, okay? So, season up that water, right? And I'm going to stir up this pot of pasta water, right? Because every time that you put pasta in a pot of water, you always want the water moving before you add the pasta to it, okay? So, I'm coming in here, just giving that pasta water a quick stir, right? Getting it moving, get some motion over there. Okay, and now I'm adding all of that beautiful, handmade, all organic, American-grown semolina pasta to that pot, right? And just go ahead and give it a quick stir, all right? Right, so at this point, I got my sauce simmering over here, right? And again, make sure you stir it from time to time because this sauce loves to stick to the bottom, okay? And I've got my pot of pasta water.
Nice.
Is cooking my pasta over here. So we got our timer set. So we're going to set at this point an 8-minute and 30-second timer, right? For cooking this pasta water. Cooking this pasta.
So now check it out, guys. This is what you're looking for to see if your sauce is done. Dip the back of your spoon in there. Right? You guys see that? Dip the back of your spoon. Run your finger across that spoon. And if you're able to keep that line, if the sauce doesn't run over that line, then that bechamel is done. You guys have just now properly made a bechamel, and when you taste it, you shouldn't get any flouriness to it, right? So if it sticks to the spoon and it doesn't taste floury, then you guys just knock that bechamel out of the park out there.
Nailed it.
Nailed it out there.
Yep.
And now what you guys want to do is go ahead and take that cheese, and you're gonna, with the sauce off the heat, you're gonna add the cheese to the pot, okay? And we like to add one handful at a time.
Ooh.
And as you're doing this, if you see the bay leaf, okay, get that bay leaf out of there.
Get it out of there.
Get it out of there. Alright, so I got this sauce done, and if you guys see, what I'm going to do is show you the stringiness of this sauce. So you see that? And if you guys get all that cheese in that sauce.
Oh, wow.
So, now what I'm going to do is I'm switching from my whisk to the wooden spoon. Alright, and what we want to do is get all of that pasta in the pot, okay? And you guys will notice we haven't done the final seasoning, right?
Yep.
We haven't done the final seasoning here. And that's because you don't want to season until the pasta's in. That way you can get a true sense of how it's tasting. So
Beautiful.
I'm stirring the noodles into this cheesy sauce, right?
Yeah, and we're off the heat over here at this point.
Yep, and we're off that heat. And so once I get the noodles in, then I'm going to add all the chopped truffle carpaccio.
Nice.
I'm going to stir that all in. And as you guys are stirring that truffle carpaccio in, really get your nose close to it, okay? And you'll notice you'll really start to smell that truffle now, okay?
Oh, yes.
This is one of the moments you've been waiting for.
You guys smell a truffle toy. Can you smell that truffle over there?
Oh. Wow, the puppy can smell that truffle.
The dog can smell that truffle.
The neighborhood can smell that truffle.
Yeah, our neighbors.
Yeah, you guys gotta be careful. Sometimes you make something like this and all of a sudden the neighbors just start appearing. Okay?
Right.
So, once you get the truffle in there, then go ahead. And what I like to do is take a spoon and taste one noodle, okay?
Yeah, you gotta taste it. Whenever you cook, you gotta taste.
Taste one noodle.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go ahead and season it. So I'm adding 1 pinch of truffle salt here, okay? 1 to 2 small pinches of truffle salt.
Beautiful.
And we're getting this all mixed together.
At this stage, it always looks like there might be too much sauce, right? But what you're gonna notice is the pasta, as it hangs out in that sauce, it really swells up and absorbs some of that sauce. So you always want to lean on the side of having too much sauce, which is what we do in this recipe.
Yeah, and so you guys can tell, especially when I use this bigger spoon, this right now this looks soupy, right?
Yep.
But that's because we have the sauce, right, is perfect, and it's warm right now. So once it cools down,
Exactly.
it'll thicken up. And this mac and cheese recipe, me and Tyler have made
A lot.
over 100 times in the past 9 months, okay?
Yep.
And what you guys will see is it seems like there's too much sauce.
Yep.
And then you're going to eat it and you're like, wow, that's delicious.
Yep.
And then tomorrow,
Exactly.
when you go to heat up this mac and cheese,
Yep.
you're going to be like, thank God. Thank God that was a saucy mac and cheese. Because even tomorrow, it'll still be unbelievable. So if you guys saw mine a second ago, right, it was a little soupy, and now it's cooled down a touch. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this in our cast iron. You guys see this here?
Oh, beautiful. Nice. If you're using Pyrex, right, we're using 12-inch cast iron. You use 13x9. But honestly, because this is a no-bake mac and cheese, you can use whatever size casserole that you have, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And so you guys are getting those mac and cheeses into your casserole,
Right.
Pyrex, cast iron, okay? All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're adding the panko. My little bag that says panko and thyme, we're going to add that to our saute pan.
Yep.
And we're going to toast that. We're going to dry toast it on the stove, okay? And so I got my pan on high heat. I added the thyme and panko to that pan. And we're going to dry toast that on high heat, okay?
So we're just toasting this panko in our pan, right? Just till it's golden brown and delicious.
Yep. And so what's going to happen is you're going to put it on the stove. You're going to turn it to high heat. The pan's going to get hot. And then it's going to start toasting the panko. At first, it's going to feel like it's taking forever.
Yep.
Okay? But all of a sudden, it's going to be done. The main thing you want to do is just keep moving it, okay? Make sure you're toasting that panko out there, tossing that panko. And so you guys see, now it's been in the pan for a second. Now it's starting to toast up really well.
You're looking for GBD, right? Golden brown and delicious.
Golden brown and delicious.
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to get that panko on top of that mac and cheese, okay? So you guys see the mac and cheese right here. So take it and sprinkle that panko on top of that mac and cheese.
Oh.
And this gives the mac and cheese a beautiful bite, right? This really nice crunchy bite along with the cheesy noodles and the truffles.
Yeah, it's all about that textural contrast.
All right. And then Tyler, you want to show us how to
Oh.
truffleize this?
Yeah, we're going to truffleize it over here. So what you want to do is go ahead and grab a spoon, okay? And the rest of that Truffle Carpaccio, right, the half that we did not chop, we're just going to place it all along the top of this mac and cheese, right? All over it. That way, like, every second or third bite, right, Ben and Jerry's style, gets a little bit of truffle over there. Okay, so look at that. Absolutely stunning. Just spread a little bit of that Truffle Carpaccio over the top, right? So, once we got that Carpaccio spread out, okay, we're going to finish this with a sprinkle of Balinese Truffle Salt.
Oh, yeah.
All right, make sure you're getting up high with that one. Beautiful. And then last but not least, if you decided to go next level and put white truffles in your kit, okay? First of all, that was the correct decision. And then what we're going to do is come in here, and I'm going to shave these guys all over the top, right? So whenever you're shaving truffles, you want to get them as thin as possible, but still have them come out in whole pieces from that truffle shaver. So just come over here, right? And I like to just cover whatever it is that I'm making with truffles if I am using fresh truffles, right? So, again, beautiful white truffles that we have over here.
Wow.
Last of the season, okay? Still amazing quality.
And you can shave these. You can also use that cheese grater or microplane.
Yeah, you can use a cheese grater or a microplane, right? Or you can chop them really, really fine and just kind of spread them out over the top. But look at that. Unbelievable truffle spread on top of this mac and cheese.
Wow.
Boom.
Unreal.
Check that out. Oh my gosh. This is an unbelievable pleasure every single week.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to, you know what I mean? It's like we're all friends just hanging out at this point. It's crazy. But thank you all so much for your support. It's great to see you and amazing to cook with you. Hope you enjoy that mac and cheese.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.